Welcome to the Health Coach Nation podcast. My name is Hailey Rowe, and I'm a sales and marketing coach and LinkedIn lead generation service provider. I work with health, life, and mindset coaches and online service-based business owners to help them get more sales, shift their time to the client-generating activities instead of just the busy work, and overcome that social media overwhelm. Let's get into the show. If you're ready to take on your next paying clients, I have good news. My free 4 Basics of Client Attraction and How to Stand Out class is live at haileyrowe.com/client-attraction. In the class, you're going to learn the top 2 traits I recommend for most coaches and entrepreneurs if they really want to turn this into a career. You're going to learn how you can build demand for your services and stop getting crickets on your posts. You're going to learn the sales roadmap I used to improve my sales conversion rate and help my clients do the same. And you're going to learn so much more. So go to haileyrowe.com/client-attraction and get your copy of the class today.
And this is because I hear from a lot of you who have maybe a very small email list, or you're looking to grow your email list, or you have an existing email list, but you don't hear from the people on your list. You don't know if they're really looking at your emails. You feel kind of like you're just posting or sharing and getting no response. And so the first thing I want to address before we go into the 5 tips is that email marketing is not dead. You're not dumb for doing it. You need to be doing email marketing. It's amazing. It is something that is, number one, scalable because you can have an infinite number of people on your list. Number 2, a great way to market and build connection and trust with your audience because you're in their actual inbox instead of them just swiping through on social media and being distracted by a million other things. And it's something that the stats show still provides a great ROI, and I can attest to that myself. I've built my list over the last several years since 2017. And even before that, I had a small list, but 2017 was really when I started to focus more on it. And it's one of my top ways for booking calls, booking clients, and one of my favorite marketing, ways to market. So Litmus actually reports that email marketing has an average ROI of $42 for every $1 spent. And another report shows that email marketing is 40 times more effective at acquiring new customers than Facebook and Twitter. So just to address your discouragement about, should I even bother with email marketing? Yes, you should. It's a great strategy. It's a long-term strategy, but it's one that I think is worth your while. So the first tip, if you have a dead email list, is to use what we call, and what Dean Jackson coined, the 9-word email. So I'm going to explain what this is, but if you're a marketer, you might know what this is already. A 9-word email is something where you create an email to get responses. The whole goal of the email is to get a reply. So you're going to want to have a very casual subject line. So nothing super formal, nothing probably punctuated with capital letters of each word, like just something very casual, like question, name, or name, ... or something like that. And then in the email, you want it to be very short. That's why it's called the 9-word email. Does it have to be exactly 9 words? In my experience, no. But Dean Jackson talks about the 9-word email if you're really wanting to go get nerdy about this topic. But anywho, here is what you would do. You would use a question. So you'd say, hey, name, and then a question. So, if you're a coach and you help with goals, what's one goal you're excited about this year? If you're a, something like what I do, I might ask something related to their business. Or if you help with relationships, you might say, are you looking to find your soulmate? Or are you looking to start dating again after divorce, if that's your niche, or something like that? So it can be something that is either a yes or no answer, or it can be something where they would share with you one of their goals, or what they're working on, or what their habit that they want to form is, if you're a habits coach or something like that. But the key is to make sure the question is not too hard to answer and that you have a place to go with it, meaning you're not just asking what's your favorite color, because then it's like, okay, cool, but where does the conversation go from here? You're asking something that could open up opportunity to provide value, to get curious with someone, to build a relationship with someone, to give them something for free, to invite them to a free call with you, something like that. So that's the first tip, is use that 9-word email. And please do not make your 9-word email something where it's all formatted, all fancy. Like it's like a newsletter, like it looks like you have your, logo and the colors and all that. No, make it very casual, like an email from a friend. Okay, the second thing with your waking up your dead email list is to improve your subject lines. So many of you may not be getting opens and engagement in your emails because that first part, that subject line, is not enticing your people. So ways to improve it would be adding something emotional, like something where they're going to read about a story that they want to read about. So example, you could say something like, why I was laughing hysterically on the airplane yesterday, or why I was crying on my couch last night. Now, you don't have to do something like that, but something that evokes like interest, curiosity, and maybe an emotional response. Or it could be something related to your niche, like if they are so frustrated about their weight, maybe the subject line could be something about, frustrated about another week of the scale going up or something like that. So emotions. The other thing to think about is how can you make it a little bit mysterious? So rather than just saying the info you need to, set up your dating profile, a better subject line would be something like, the top 2 mistakes that will jeopardize your dating profile, or getting swiped left on, or whatever the new cool kids are doing on those dating apps. So something mysterious. The other way you could spruce it up is to have numbers. People like to think about, oh, I'm going to open this and I'm going to get something tangible. So maybe it's something like, a morning routine you can do in 6 minutes or less to double your productivity, or 3 mistakes you might be making that are blocking you from more followers on Instagram, or something like that. So make those subject lines better. Just look at your past subject lines and ask yourself, are these generating curiosity? Are these interesting to my audience? Are these using their words and not mine? Things like that. Another way, the third tip to spruce up a dead email list, is to think about how can you get people looking forward to your next email. So one way you could do this is a series. Like you could have a series where you're talking through some kind of goal. Like one time I did a challenge on Facebook, but I could have done this as an email series, and it was how to book your next, I think it was something like how to book your next discovery call this week using Instagram, or how to book 3 discovery calls this week using Instagram. And each day had a theme and a tangible thing they could do to jumpstart more calls. And that could have been a great email series because they'd be looking forward to the next one and want to complete the series. So series could be good. Another tip number 4, is make sure that you are not, if you have a dead email list, chances are you're saying, oh, why bother? I'm not going to email my list consistently. And so then you stop being frequent. And my tip here is don't let this stop you. Be frequent, even if you're not sure they're reading it, because the for sure way to not wake up a dead email list is to not email them. You have to keep trying new things. You have to be frequent and consistent. So do 1 email a week, or sometimes even 2, rather than I'm going to email them once every quarter and hope that it works out. That's a for sure way to be forgotten. Tip number 5 is to clean your list if you need to. So sometimes you may have tried all of these tips and you're still not getting any response, and you've been doing it for 12 months. If you come to me and you said, I've been doing this for a year and I don't even know, my open rate's 2% and nobody's clicking and I haven't heard from anybody and I've been emailing them twice a week for a year. If you come to me and say that, then I'll say, okay, let's look at your actual email leads and see, are they spam emails? Are they no longer in use? Are they having typos in them? And we would actually want to clean your list. And there's websites where they help you do that. Like they look through you give the list, the website cleans up your list and says, hey, these ones are like not in use. These ones have typos. These ones are spam emails, like things like that. So there are systems you can use to help you with that. But that might be a step you need to take if you've been doing this very consistently. Most of you, though, are not consistent. And so it's not fair to say, oh, my email list is dead and not working. So come back in a year and say, I've been doing this for a year, and then we could talk about cleaning your list. So if you are looking to grow your email list and use email marketing as a scalable way to market, because it is scalable, you can market one-to-many with email marketing. That is something I help clients with in the Inner Circle. And when you join the Inner Circle this month, you get bonus time in the program. And I'm happy to share how it works and the exciting thing that I'm running. But if you are looking to get more time to soak in all the goodness that is the Inner Circle, which is my marketing templates, my step-by-step to get your business off the ground and be booking more clients. If that's of interest to you and you want to learn more about that, you can go to HaileyRowe.com and book a free consult to learn more about the Inner Circle and the deal that is running this month, where you get a little extra time in the program for free. But I would love to hear from you in the comments. What has been your biggest struggle with email marketing? And if you haven't done my free series taking you through how to create a freebie funnel that converts and how to go from crickets to clients with email marketing, you can check that out at HaileyRowe.com/live event. It's all one word, and it's not actually the live event, it's the replay of the live event. So just a heads up there, but it is available for you now on that link. Thanks so much for listening to this podcast. And if it's really helpful for you, I'd really appreciate if you share it and or leave a written podcast review. This tells the podcast sites that our show is useful and it will be promoted to more people that way. Thanks again.